Good morning. Oh, what am I doing? I don't know. I never know. Roxy's here. You can't see her, but she's on my lap right now, just being absolutely ridiculous because Eric and Zoe took a ride. Eric's first day out. Roxy's mad. She's a little bent because she wasn't invited. But let's be real, she doesn't really like the car that much. So there's a reason why she wasn't invited. And also, it's his first venture out. He doesn't need two dogs. So, anyway, are we there? Yay, I'm there and I have comments. All right. Good morning. Good morning, Nova. Good morning, Anne. Good morning, everybody. Let me can you see the ears? She's right here on my lap. She's being so over the top ridiculous right now. Hi, Kathy. Hi, everybody. So, I'm feeling like giddy this morning. I'm just having yesterday was such a good day that I'm just like, huh, like it went so well. I'm just gonna say right now, I will probably, excuse me, I will probably only be here for 45-ish minutes because I have to take Roxy to the vet to get her nails cut. So, you know, one of those visits, and I had to squeeze it in whenever I could because we have a crazy week, crazy weekend, crazy week coming up, super busy. So I had to take what they had. So you just gonna sit here and sulk? She's just gonna sulk all day because she's just feeling so sad that she got left out. So I'm letting you guys know I do have an alarm on my phone. I don't know where my phone is, but I set an alarm so I can remind myself. It is retreat day, Roberta. That is right. Retreat starts today. Yesterday was a Zoom class. Tuesday, we're leaving to go to Michigan. It's just chaotic. That is my life. It is just the way that it is. So I went old school today and I wrote myself a whole list and I wrote all the notes down so I wouldn't forget anything. And hopefully I don't forget anything, but I probably will. So, first and foremost, we have, girl, I'm trying to work here. We have some new Patreons, and I just wanted to give them all a little shout out. Some of them might be here, some of them might not. I will see some of them this weekend. So Hazel, Annette, Dodie, Bree, and Paulette, welcome to Patreon. Thank you for joining us. You mean the world to me. All of you do, so thank you so much. That reminds me, I have to make one more note of things that I don't want to forget. Okay, there, now I won't forget. So thank you all. Thank you to everybody, but especially thank you to the Patreons who just joined in. Christine, nobody else has said that they don't have sound, so I think everybody's good. It might be on your end. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, I can't fix sound problems. So, all right, let's see here. So let's just jump right into it because I want to make sure that I cover all the things and I have a little show and tell for you. So, calendar. We have a bunch of things coming up, and I just want to make sure that you know about all of them. If you didn't hear them last time, or if you haven't looked on the website. First, we are leaving, my mom and I, on Tuesday to head to Michigan. We are going to the Novi show, to the OSQE. That is still hard for me to say. Original Sewing and Quilt Expo. It is the last show of the year for me. I did not even anticipate that I was doing it. We had been talking back and forth, but we are going. We are in booth 324. That is on the website. So if you are in the Michigan Novi area, and please let me say Novi, it just still sounds so unnatural. If you are in that area, which I think is the Detroit area, I think that's probably the closest big city. Or even if you're not and you just want to come to Michigan, come visit me and my mom. We will be there. We are bringing the normal. I think the only thing we probably won't have is templates because I have not had enough time to get them cut. I've been cutting your templates. I have not gotten stock cut. So we have cork, patterns, I don't know, what else do I bring? A little bit of hardware, all sorts of things. So we will be packing up part of this weekend. Unfortunately, part of my retreat will be sent working. It won't be just having fun. Girl, okay, sit. I love to hang out at my retreats and sew, but unfortunately, I'm probably not going to be able to do that all 3 days, but it's totally fine. I will still be there hosting, talking, chatting, doing all that, and I will sew as much as I possibly can. I just don't know how much I'm gonna get done. You guys will get way more done than I do. So I will be there packing up. So we will be there from the 14th to the 16th. If you're interested, stop by, say hello. The weekend that we get back, the weekend before Thanksgiving, the 22nd and 23rd, is the 3rd annual open house. So if you are in the New York area, or even if you're not, you want to come over, come say hi. That is coming up so much quicker than I anticipated. I literally cannot believe that it is already the 8th of November. That just does not make any sense to me at all. We had our first Lola XL class yesterday, and it went amazing. It was such a fun group. We had such a great time. I think almost everybody finished. There were a few people that had to leave early, and a couple people that I think were just kind of taking their time, but we had a lot of bags done, and a lot of them are posted, so go check those out in the Facebook groups. If you missed it and you want to take a Lola XL class, this is the one that I made. Well, we made. Linda started it, I finished it. Linda did all of the outside pieces, I did all of the inside pieces, and then I did the assembly. So this was our group effort. If you want to make this bag with me, I still have openings on the December 7th class. That's a Saturday. It is from 11 to 6 Eastern. Yesterday, there came a point where I thought we are definitely getting done early. I overscheduled this class, which is fine, and we did. We were done. Everybody was done and kind of logging off before 5:30 or by 5:30, but I would say around 4:30 I saw people finishing their bags, so I would rather overschedule. And our December class, we have even more people. I think we were up to like 30 in that class, so when there's more people, I like to have more time. So if you want to join us, you can join us on the 7th. It is going to be a long day, but we are going to work start to finish through our bag. We did our outside, front, and back, and then we had the handles done, took our lunch break, came back, worked on inside zippers, recess zippers, and dividers, and then we put them all together. And Mary, you are right. All the bags that are being posted are so absolutely gorgeous. And I know maybe it sounds silly when I say that because I'm the one that puts the kits together, but I don't always remember what I put together. I don't always remember what I send you. And seeing them actually come to life is so much better. Like, I did this one for myself. I cut all of this out and I thought, this is gonna be cute. I love it so much more seeing it done. Like, it was actually just so much more fun. Just getting it done and getting it finished. So I finished 2 bags this week. That's a lot for me. I'm very excited about that. So if you want to join us, December 7th, there's still room. That one might get closed out fairly soon because the numbers are inching up there and I want to make sure you have time to get your kits. When we're in Michigan, there's just going to be a couple days where orders are not going to get shipped and I don't want to get anybody behind. So if you want to sign up for that Lola class, I would say do it this weekend if you can. Do it sooner rather than later. I don't want you to not be able to get your kit on time. We also will have a Violet class coming up on December 14th and January 11th. And you might be thinking, but the Violet pattern's not out yet. That is correct. That is why the listings are not up yet. The Violet pattern, and here's the one I made this week. I love her. I absolutely love her. This pattern is coming out on the 15th, which is next Friday. I will not be here next Friday. I will be in Michigan, so I won't be able to do a big to-do about it, so I'll do a to-do about it today. I'll show you the pattern. We'll talk a little bit about Violet, but we do have 2 classes scheduled. Those will be on the website next week. I'm so glad that you're already excited, Zena, and a few other people are very excited about it. I'm gonna get those listings done either before I leave for Michigan or while I'm in Michigan on some downtime, but the class listings will be up next week. So if you buy the class, you'll get access to the pattern before everybody else because the pattern will be on the website on the 15th. So next Friday, the pattern and the video. The video is filmed. I just have to finish editing. I hate that word. Tweaking, finishing. So we will have 2 Violet classes. Okay, I just told you that. 15th. If you're going to Michigan, so there's a few ways that you could actually get your pattern early. If you are signing up for the class, which will be up next week, you'll get your pattern first. If you are a Patreon, you get everything first. So the Patreons will have it before anybody else, possibly this weekend. The video is not going to be done just yet, but they will get that very soon too. If you are coming to the Michigan show, the show starts on the 14th, which is the day before, and patterns patterns will be out. So if you go to the Michigan show, you can grab a paper pattern. If you are just hanging out, waiting, that is totally fine. If you're not taking the class, you're not a Patreon, you're not going to Michigan, it's totally fine. You will have everything on the 15th. And I stressed myself out when I released the Lola XL and the video was not done. I don't like doing that to me or to you. I don't know why. It feels uncomfortable and I don't like it. So the video will be finished so that it can come out on the same day as the pattern. I just like it better that way. It just makes my brain feel better. I don't like when you get one without the other. It just feels very uncomfortable. So you will have both of those Friday, 1 week. Last but not least, for patience is hard, Nancy. I understand. I have zero patience. So the last but not least thing that is scheduled on the calendar for the rest of this year, which is less than 2 months. That just does not feel right saying that. Is going to be the mystery sew along. That was my goal for this weekend, was to start working on that pattern, and it still might happen, but I do have to prioritize packing for Michigan, so I may or may not start working on that this weekend, but one way or another, pattern's getting done, samples are getting made, supply lists are getting put together, and you will have access to sign up sometime early December. So it is coming, we're good to go. All right, so those were all that thing. So, Rochelle, I never actually sew down. That's the funny thing about me. I always look at my calendar and think, this will be the month that I slow down, or I have nothing going on this week, and then I just fill it with other things. I have a very chaotic ADHD brain that cannot focus and it cannot stay idle. When I stay idle, it makes me crazy. It makes me absolutely bonkers, and it's not a good thing. Hi, Paulette. Paulette's my new best friend. Roxy's new best friend is Linda, but that you didn't care about that. Okay. So I want to talk to you about Violet because I want to formally introduce her to all of you since I won't be here next Friday to do that. But what I want to do first, and I wanted to do this and I kind of messed this up last week. What I wanted to do every Friday in November that I was here is I wanted to do a few special thank yous because Thanksgiving is coming. I think there's a lot for us to be thankful for, and sometimes we don't get the chance to say that. And as much as I am thankful and tell you all the time that I'm thankful for all of you, there are a few special little thank yous that I wanted to throw out there. So I'm going to do a few today. I'll make up for the ones I didn't do last week, and then I will do a few the week before Thanksgiving as well. So I just want to say thank you to every single one of you. Seriously, I'll be mushy for a minute. Thank you to every single one of you who watches me on Fridays, who signs up for the classes, who trusts me to pick out your kits for you, who supports my business, and you do all the things. You're the reason that I'm allowed to keep doing what I do. I can't do this without you, without your support. I have wonderful Patreons. I also have people like yourselves that are here every Friday and, liking all the things that I post and liking the things that other people post and encouraging each other. And so a big thank you to literally every single one of you. If you are here, whether you have been here since day one or this is your first time, thank you for being here. It means the world to me. It means a lot that I am able to not have a real job. A 9-to-5 job. I know you guys sometimes laugh when I say that, but seriously, I don't have to get up every morning and commute to work and work for someone I don't want to work for, and I don't have to worry about all that kind of stuff. I get to do fun stuff for a living, and that is amazing. And I can't do that if I don't have your support, so thank you for that. Number 2, of course, I don't see her here. The one time that I really, really need her here, but I'm going to throw this out there anyway. Oh, she is here. Good. She's not going to like this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Miss Cheryl Taylor, you're my first personalized thank you. I am thanking Cheryl Taylor because not only does she inspire me every day with her unbelievable bag making skills and her precise top stitching, but Cheryl Taylor is one of the admins in both of our Facebook groups. And I did not ask her to even be an admin. That was a volunteer position. It was a volunteer from her and many others. But Cheryl takes it upon herself without me asking to greet every one of you. You don't realize that I'm not the one that does that. I am not the one that asked her to do that. Every time somebody joins our group, whether we have one person or 10 people, Cheryl personalizes a little greeting for each of you and thanks each of you for joining our group. And that is a job that she took upon herself without me instructing her to do so, because she's a kind human being, and I am forever thankful that she welcomes all of you. It makes me happy. It takes one thing off of my plate. It leaves me not having to worry about that. I know that everybody there is welcome. And that is thanks to Cheryl and her personal greetings. And I truly, truly appreciate that. Now, I hope that you all know that I can't individually thank every one of you, so please don't think that I'm not thinking of all of you, but there were just a few things that I just wanted to acknowledge for all of you. And I wanted you to know that these are the things that happen. This second that I need to personally thank, and this is my little personal, just a little thank you to some of my admins, is to my friend Shelly, Chili, as we all call her. Shelly has been a rock for me this year. Probably not even if she wanted to be, but she has been. She is the one that lets you into the group. She is the one that oftentimes is the one that approves your questions and lets you in. She's also an admin on both of my groups. She has been huge for me this year in not only being there for you, but being there for me. It has been amazing for me because what she does is, again, take something off of me. I don't have to worry about it. And she's always there to answer the questions. She knows that I'm busy and that sometimes there's a question that she has an answer to, and it's like that. And so you will see a lot of Shelly's answers because she already knows. She already knows that I'm going to say the same thing or that she already knows the answer. So she jumps in to help me out so that I don't have to do that. Shelly also, unfortunately for her, I have her personal phone number, and she listens to me. She has been there for a lot of my hard times this year. I've dealt with some struggles this year, and she has been there backing me up and telling me that I can vent to her anytime that I want and listening to me and just being an amazing friend and an amazing admin. And I truly, truly, truly appreciate that more than you know. Claire, 100%. We are an amazing team, a team that I was not even trying to put together, that just kind of said, no, we're on your team and we're coming, and you're stuck with us. And I'm glad to be stuck with all of them. It's an amazing team. They do so much for me. And along with Shelly comes Trisha, because Trisha, who is my Texas friends, I have many, but two of my Texas friends, Trisha not only does all of the admin jobs too. Trisha is my spell checker, my pattern checker. Trisha might not make every one of my patterns, but I'm telling you, when I miss a comma or a period or I don't dot an I, Trisha's the one that tells me to. And earlier this week, a package was delivered from Miss Trisha, not to me, not to me. She was there sending that to my husband, to Eric, who has been laid up for a few weeks. She sent him his favorite coffee that she gets from Texas. She said it's called Houston Blend. She sent him some treats. She sent him a personalized note. And the fact that some of you love my family and my husband as much as I do, it warms my heart and it makes me so happy. So thank you literally to every single one of you, but I wanted to do a few little specialized thank yous to each of you. And there are so many more, and I will probably forget someone and then I will feel terrible about it, and you'll get a thank you sometime in the middle of January. I see your names pop up and I think, oh, and her and him and all these people. But I just wanted to throw a few out there, so I won't overrun our entire hour with that. And if I did not mention your name, it is not because you aren't special. It's because I am putting together some more personalized thank yous for the upcoming weeks, and all of you mean so much to me. So thank you. That's what I wanted to say to all of you. And next, because we can't be all sappy and sentimental for the whole hour. Next, I want to introduce you to one of my friends. Her name is Violet. I have showed you this bag, but we have not formally introduced her to the world, and now I am. And this is Violet. I love her. I'm obsessed with her. She's my buddy. I made this one in the video, so when you get a chance to watch the video next week, this is the one you're gonna see me making. I picked out this cork, again, just like the other one, and I said, I like it. I think it's gonna be good. And I pulled the hardware and I went back and forth with a few colors, and I said, I'm gonna go with the brass. I think I like this one. And when I finished making this bag, I stepped back and went, damn, I really like that a lot. I am so, so incredibly happy with how this came out. The pattern, the bag, the cork, all of it. So there's a silly little story behind Violet. Um, Violet is Violet has been maturing for quite a while now. And I have been trying to figure out myself the reason why Violet has not been introduced as a pattern sooner. And so, hi, baby girl. So I finally kind of figured out what my weird hesitation was and why I didn't introduce Violet sooner. And I think that it was okay. I think that Violet is here now because now is the time that it needs to be a pattern. And the reason behind that, 3 years ago, and I'm not over exaggerating, 2021, November of 2021. So exactly 3 years ago, right around this time. I'm sorry, my jaw locked this morning. I have TMJ and it's very painful. So if I look kind of awkward, that's why. It hurts really bad right now. Anyway, I started working on this pattern because I had been thinking for months leading up to this, I want to do some specialty shape bags. I like the Rue bucket bag, and I wanted to just do something outside of my normal, maybe it has a gusset or a box corner. It's just kind of like, where can we put a pocket kind of a bag. I want to do a specialty shape bag. And barrel bags have always spoken to me because I think they're very classic. They have a retro feel to them, but they're also really modern. They kind of check a lot of boxes. And depending on what materials you use, they can look so many different ways. You could pick certain corks or vinyls and it could look kind of rockabilly and edgy, but you could pick some really pretty ones. Sorry, my nose is running too. And it could just be a very classic shape and a very, feminine, even modern kind of a look. And so I wanted to make this bag, but the one thing that I don't do is I don't do drop-in linings and binding. I do turnstile birthed bags. How on earth are we going to do that with something that has end panels? It's never going to work. And so I would lay there and I would think about it and how can I make it work? Could I make it work? Then I kind of thought maybe this will be the first one that I release that does have a drop-in lining or does have binding, but this doesn't feel natural to me. It's a preferred method for many people. For some of you, you love it, but it's not something that I particularly am good at, and it's not something that I do in my patterns. How do I do what I want the way that I want? And this is no joke. Every night I would lay down and I would put my head on my pillow and I would think to myself, okay, what have I not thought about? What about this? And I would run through it, almost like trying to manifest it in my brain. And I woke up one day and I said, I think I could make that work. I think I have an idea. And I tried it out with some scraps and I was like, I think I'm onto something. And I went to a retreat in November of 2021 and I made a sample and it worked. I was like, oh my God, it worked. I figured it out and I felt really excited about it. So I kept working on it. But the thing that I was hesitating is I was working at this retreat on my HD9, my heavy duty machine. And I thought, what if this can't be done on a domestic? What if I'm alienating my customers and it's not going to work and they're not going to like it and I'm going to be too specialized? In 2021, I was still working very heavily on my domestic machine and I was still very much with quilt shops and kind of in that mindset. I had not gotten as deep into the bag making world and the world that I'm in now. I was so much more, I write patterns that appeal to quilters. That's where I'm at. I hadn't shifted over into this world of so many of you that didn't know me then. So I was kind of hesitant. And so every single time I would get excited about it, I put it away because I was like, I don't know if the world is ready for this. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Let me wait. Then what would happen is I would lose my notes. I would lose my notebook. I would lose my templates. I would lose all of it. I even lost my computer. I lost the ability to use it. Everything just kept getting in the way of this pattern that I would convince myself that maybe I just shouldn't write it. And then I had my first open house here in 2022, and Cheryl and Kelly were here, and we just got talking about this. I don't know how it even happened. And I said, well, do you like this bag? And I showed them and they were both like, oh my God, I love that bag. You need to make that into a pattern. That November, we had a virtual retreat. I worked on it. I was like, it's coming out. I put the brakes on it again. I stopped, I got weird and hesitant, and I didn't do it. Fast forward to 2023, July. I remember these dates. I had my first kind of not pretend, but like practice class here to make sure that I had the studio set up right for my classroom. I had just opened it. I had a group of friends come over. We all kind of were sewing just to see, is the electricity working? Is everything good? Get some feedback. And so we did our little practice class. And in that class, I made another one of these. And they all liked the bag. And I was like, all right, I got to get this done. It's been 2 years. Why am I hesitating? Well, then other things would happen, videos, patterns, everything. Life just kept getting in the way. And this year, I wrote it in my notebook and I said, no matter what, no matter if it is December 31st, come hell or high water, you're getting this bag done. This bag is becoming a pattern this year. You cannot drag your feet anymore. And I went through and I created templates. I made them in Illustrator. I made sure everything was saved. I made notes. I was working on this when my mom and I were on the plane to Seattle. I was writing notes and making sure I was ready to go. I did all of the tweaking. I got it all done. And it was at that moment that I realized that there is nothing to hesitate anymore. The thing that I was dragging my feet on is one particular area, and my pattern testers can probably tell you this. There is this much, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches on this bag that can be the fussiest part of the entire bag. And that's it. And it's not that it's unachievable. It's not that you need to have an industrial machine to do it. It's just that you need to have a little bit of patience. This bag is definitely not a tourist tote bag. It's not a boxy pouch. It's not even a Lola XL. It's not going to be the simplest, easiest bag. It's not going to be a bag that you whip up in 2 hours. But that's okay. I'm allowed to do complicated things, and you are allowed to challenge yourself sometimes. We can't just quit because something's hard. And I remember one of the other things that probably was in my mind, in between all this happening, I introduced the Sammy wallet. And I think I have one. I do. Sammy came out. With Sammy, a lot of you very vocally, very loudly complained because you didn't like Sammy because it's small and it's tight. Not you, you loved Sammy. It's small, it's tight, it has tiny little corners, it can be a little bit fussy, and some of you were super loud in how you hated this pattern. Literally used the word to let me know that you hated this pattern. It's hard. I hate it. I don't like it. Hate's a strong word. Hate's a really ugly word. And it eats at you when you're the designer of something. And I thought, wow, they hated on this pattern so hard that if I tell them they're going to have something with a challenge, they're not going to do it. And they're going to be mad. And they're going to think that I can't do what I'm doing and that I'm bad at this. And so sometimes your words are rough. I'm not saying you personally. Maybe you aren't here. I think some of those people kind of gave up on me. But some of you were a little rough about it and you said flat out, I hate what you did. And I'm like, it's just a pattern, though. It's just a tight little corner. It's not that bad. But I look at this pattern and I think what I could have done is had you glue a bunch of stuff, which other zip around wallets do. What I could have had you do were some different techniques that wouldn't have given you a wraparound zipper. What I could have done were things that I felt were harder and more challenging. And I think it's pretty clever how this one gets finished, and I think it works. And so for me, I think that was also part of the hesitation, that I heard those harsh words and I thought, I'm gonna back off and I'm not gonna do this. And then I realized something. Not everything I do is for everyone. Not everything that I make is going to be for all of you. And I'm seeing some of you saying here, yes, I love it, I love it, I love it. And some of you are like, I was one of those people, I hated Sammy. And that's okay. I have to learn to remember that it's okay that you don't like everything that I do. You don't like all the cork that I do. You don't love all of the prints that Eric put out. Some of you absolutely adore them. I can't please everybody. I will never even try to please everybody because some of you are always, Amanda, you're right. You're always going to have haters. It absolutely. And it's not that you are against me. You just didn't like that pattern, that cork, that whatever. It is what it is. And so for me, I You know what, Lori? Thank you. Thank you for saying I'm the diva queen, but you know what? I don't want to be anymore. I don't want to be the simple wallet person anymore. I don't want to be the Taurus tote bag queen anymore. I want to have a, I want my kingdom, my queenship. I want it to expand. And so this bag, it's not for all of you. It's not for every single one of you to make, because this bag might be too much of a challenge and it might not be something you want to do. And that's okay. I am okay if you never want to make it, and I'm okay if you want to make 100 of them. I'm okay with both of those things. But I'm just going to tell you right now, we're going to make these amazing flat pieces. We're going to create these cool pockets, these handles. We're going to do all these things. And then we're going to get to this part right here. Because this part right here, this 1.5 to 2 inches of violet, that's the reason that we don't have a drop-in lining or a binding inside. That's the reason. And I saw Frankie just said it. I love a drop-in lining. Frankie, that's fantastic. I love the idea of a drop-in lining. I don't want to do them. I love the structure that binding gives. I don't want to do it. But this right here, this challenging 1.5 is the reason why inside this bag, there isn't a single bit of binding. Look at that. Turned. Nothing. There's nothing open. You close up your lining. And Yvonne, I love that. I give you an opportunity to learn something new with every pattern, and that is my goal. I want you to learn. And I know that some of you, even in the class, might be like, I don't ever want to make that bag again. I didn't care for it. And that's fine. That is totally fine. You can, if you want to stick with what's easy for you and what's fun for you is making a simple tote bag, do that. There's no offense there. Do whatever makes you happy. If you want to challenge yourself, come join me for Violet, because I think it's going to be a fun challenge. And I think when you're done, you're going to be pretty impressed with yourself, because I always avoid saying things that make me sound arrogant or cocky, because I am not. I don't feel that I am. But I look at this bag and I'm pretty damn proud of myself. I'm like, I made a bag that doesn't have binding that typically does. I made something that I have not seen before. And if it exists out there in the world, I apologize to the designer. I didn't know it existed. But I look at this bag and I'm like, that bag looks professional. That bag looks like I could sell it in a store. That bag looks like somebody would not believe that I made it. And that definitely makes me happy. And it makes me feel good about myself. And you will also feel good about yourself. And that's totally fine. So I am proud. Nova said, I'm not going to lie, I popped my collar after I was finished with mine. And Nova's is stunning. Nova used leather. I mean, come on. But, you know, it's just, I think we all need that opportunity to grow. We all need to be given that opportunity. And if you don't want to take it, that's fine. It's fine. But I want to take a class. I want to teach you in a class. I'm giving you 2 class opportunities. I also have a video for you where I show you all the things and I walk you through all the things and I tell you that it's going to be okay, because it is going to be okay. And this bag, most of my testers did test it on a heavy duty machine, because sometimes our domestics, they don't always give us all the things that we want. And I'm not telling you can't make it on a domestic. I'm telling you maybe you have to make some alterations. Maybe you don't want to use all cork. Maybe you don't want to use something heavy in the lining. Maybe you want to kind of like, you know, adjust it to make your machine happy. We can all do the things that we want to do. We just have to be willing to put in the effort. And sometimes we don't want to. Sometimes we get a little, you know, and that's totally fine. So, so I'm feeling good about myself today. So I wanted to share that with all of you. Staples. I see staples. I'm trying to look at all of your questions. Staples for sure. A stapler, which I didn't grab mine, is going to be key to making this bag work for you. These end parts right here, this, you are definitely going to want to look into getting a stapler. You don't have to, but I'm telling you, it is a game changer. It will make things so much easier. It will definitely make your life easier, and it will make your curves smoother, which will make you happier. Let me see here. Thank you. Look at this. Thank you, Cheryl. I like my attitude today too. And I do want to help you grow. That absolutely. So, and Shelly, I do want to have something for everyone. I want to bring in all the newbie bag makers, and I want to teach them how to make tote bags and wallets and boxy pouches, and then I want to get them to want to improve their skills and work on things. Imagine if you're a quilter, you'll understand this. Imagine your first day of quilting, if how much you've grown to now. Imagine your first day of quilting when you were making little 9-patch squares and something simple, and now you're like, I can do a Judy Niemeyer paper piece pattern that has 800,000 pieces in it. Imagine how much better you feel because you're like, I could do that. Maybe day one I couldn't do that, but I can do that now. That's kind of where we're going here. Make your tote bags. Join me for a violet. You can do it. Absolutely. So Amanda, I'm glad that this perks your interest. I'm very excited. I think it's a really cool technique. And here's the thing, Frankie, I'll go back to Frankie. Frankie said, I love a drop-in lining. If Frankie wants to make this bag and is like, I'm comfortable and happy with a drop-in lining, she can do it that way. If you're like, I would actually just rather put binding in it, that's my thing, do it. Absolutely do it. Change it up so it works for you. Give my thing a chance, give my technique a chance. And if that's not for you and you're like, I really just love the bag, but I want to do it my way, do it your way. It's totally fine. That does not bother me in the least. Zena, I am having a January class because during the retreat a couple weeks ago, we don't usually have them this close together, just schedule. We were talking about it, and I think it was Kelly or Debbie or both of them that said, I can't do the December class. And I was like, so should we have a January one? We did 2 Lola classes. Should we have a January? And I picked January and everybody was very happy. So I'm excited to have 2 opportunities to teach all of you. And so we will have 2 Saturday classes. So I think, yeah, they're both Saturdays. So it'll work really nicely for everybody. Let's see here. So can I do this in cotton and vinyl? Yes, absolutely. So let's talk about the components. So your handle has a raw edge and your accent right here has a raw edge. I would suggest at least doing cork or vinyl for those pieces to not have to change those. This, especially with the raw edge, you don't want to have to worry about turning edges under. This is sewn into a seam in the bottom, but right here is a raw edge. The pocket is totally finished. The sides and the front are totally finished. You could do those from cotton or canvas or anything that you wanted to. The inside is totally finished, so you can use whatever you would like on there. But I would say for these tabs and this accent, definitely let's not change that up too drastically. Stick with something that can be used raw edge. Let's see here. I'm just trying to go through all the things so I don't miss anything. Okay, Pat Hale wants to know what stapler. I didn't grab it in front of me. I had it the other day because I was using it yesterday. It is the Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher. That's the one that I really like. What you want to look for in a stapler is the kind that you can squeeze with your hand, that kind of like you could work it this way instead of having the desktop one, which you kind of have to push down. I have used a desktop one. I did use it in a couple of the samples. It works. It's not the best, but it does work. But the Tim Holtz one that was viral for a while and everyone in the bag making world was talking about it is a fantastic one. The staples are minuscule. They're teeny, teeny, tiny. So tiny, in fact, that I forget to take them out sometimes because I'm lazy. But you definitely should take them out. I just don't. That's what Judy was doing yesterday during class. She was taking some staples out. I left a lot of mine in because they're so small. But the thing I like about the tiny attacher is that it's very easy to use and to work your way around, but also because the staples are so thin, they hold really well. But if you happen to hit one with your needle, it's almost like a pin and it's not like a big deal. So there's also a boss stitch one, I think that Warwick has that a lot of people like. There's definitely a lot of different options, but the one that I've been using and liking is the Tim Holtz one. I got mine on Shmamazon. I think you can also get it at those box fabric stores. So look around if you want to get one. It was like $20 or $22, but phenomenal. Makes a world of difference. Makes me so sad that I didn't have it prior to this. I should have had one years ago. Yes, and Judy said she did her Lola XL with it because the Lola XL, while it's not hard or thick, it was just easier to get everything to line up because we got this dang divider in here. And this thing makes putting the pieces together a little bit more challenging. So Judy used her stapler and it was so much easier. January date, Amanda, I think Roberta just answered you, but it's January 11th. Let me see here. See, Shelly started with the simpler stuff and has learned a lot of techniques. And that's what I think we all need to do in all the things that we do, like any of the hobbies that we have. Guys, I've been baking since I was a kid, and I'm now making French macarons. And I'll tell you right now, I'm doing pretty good at that too. So I'm not good at everything that I do, but I'm enjoying challenging myself. And if making macarons works, trust me, you guys can make a violet because those little cookies are a pain. So, is there a weekday violet class? Right now, there is not. I decided to do 2 Saturdays. My alarm is going off. I do have a few more minutes. Thank you, though. I did not schedule one for a weekday because I was just trying to make it as easy for most people. If it ends up being that a lot of people really want a weekday class, I can add a 3rd class. That's not a problem. Not an issue at all. So let me see here. Is there an ETA for the cork? I'm assuming you mean the Mormino cork. I just got a notification this morning. My order is supposed to be shipping on Monday. I will be out of town, so hopefully by the time I get home from Michigan, it will be here, it will get cut and ready to go. But I was told that it is supposed to be shipping on Monday. I'm going to take care of Roxy in about 10 minutes. I just wanted to remind myself what time it was. Let me just go through here. I think, did I answer all the questions? I think I answered all of the questions. Okay, a couple more quick things. And Amanda and Janelle are both saying that they work or and also asking for a weekday. I might throw a weekday class in there if I can. If it becomes something that is really asked for, I will do that. Zena, this cork order has multiple things in it, including EVL cork. So it is supposed to be shipping on Monday. 2 more things I wanted to talk about Violet, and then just a couple of quick updates, and then I'm going to go. One of the other things that was recommended by one of my pattern testers and asked was that, can we, on the template, this is the template that's in your Violet pattern, can the template also have registration marks for the tab placement? And the placement for these right here. So, move the handle, these. So I took that recommendation and said, absolutely, that's easy. And so I have not gotten to update the pictures, but the Violet templates, every one that's been cut. So if you ordered one last week, yours still looks like this. Everyone has tab placement with little dots that you can mark where your tab goes. So that was added on. So everybody who's ordered Violet, no one's getting it without that, is what I'm trying to say. It is now in the pattern and it's also on the acrylic templates. The picture on my website has not been updated. Those are the words I'm going for. Shelly also wants a weekday Violet. Okay, you know what? We're here. Okay. I'm gonna do this. I'm throwing it right out there right now. Shelly hates Thursdays though. And I was gonna do a Thursday. I'm thinking January 15th or 16th. So a Wednesday or a Thursday. Throw it out there. Whoever gets the most votes, I will do it January 15th or 16th. Have I thought about doing SVG files for Violet? No, I do not do SVG files for my paid patterns. There's a reason for it. It's just a hard thing to explain, Kay, but it just has to do with patterns and purchases, and it's a whole thing. So no, I do not usually do that with any of my paid ones. So, see, and a lot of people do also work Monday through Friday, so that's why I'm doing the Saturday classes. Yes, that's why I'm not doing Thursday. We've got 2 for the 15th. We want to do 15th? Kelly, you don't have to switch. I'm going to keep all 3 dates, and if I end up having 3 or 4 people in each class, it just means you guys get more attention. All right, I'm doing it. January 15th. We are doing a Wednesday. I am going to write it right now. Zoom, Violet. I'm not going to change the 11th in case people really want that one. So now you have 3 chances. 3 chances, 0 excuses. You have a December and 2 Januaries. We're going to do January 15th. So write that all down in your noggins on your paper. They will be up next week. It is not a big deal for me to have 3 classes. Literally, I don't care if there's a few people signed up for each one. It just means that you get more of my attention. Last thing I want to tell you before I go, because I do have to go, the zipper and the hardware pages are now currently active on the website. They have been down for a while now because of website issues, me traveling, all sorts of things. However, this is the big thing. If you listen to nothing today, listen to this. I started redoing them while I was editing. I was in the middle of editing and uploading things. So while something was uploading, I was working on the website. And I was going back and forth working on the website. And Christine, I will answer that 1 second. What I was doing was the things that I knew in my mind for a fact that I could put on the website. What I didn't add back on were zipper pulls or certain colors of certain styles of hardware, because I still have to go through and double check all of those. Redoing the listings takes me about 10 minutes to 15 minutes per listing, because I have to kind of save things, edit things, go through the whole thing. I realize I don't owe any of you an explanation, but I just want you to understand why it's taking so long. I have to go through in the midst of everything else that I'm doing, teaching, retreats, vending, all those things, shipping orders, doing all of this 90% by myself with a little help from my mom and Eric when he's obviously not stuck upstairs. I'm trying to get this all done, but I have to kind of re-inventory things. So I'm putting things up as they make sense and as I know what I have available. So if you look on there and you're like, she only has like 6 colors of zippers, that's it. No, I just haven't gotten them updated yet. You don't have to put out a giant cry for help. You don't have to be sad about it. Just send me an email. Just send me an email. I will happily take care of everything until everything is up and running. And even after it's up and running, if there's something you need that you didn't see something or you didn't know what was going on, just send me an email. I am transparent. I will tell you everything. But some of you just don't always get all the announcements. So if, I'm hoping it gets to all of you. If there's something that you don't see, something that you're questioning, something you're unsure of, a simple email. I am on my email all the time. I try to not answer emails past like 6, 7 o'clock at night, but when I feel you panicking, I answer you. I can get you whatever you need as long as it's something I have. We can figure out things. I can invoice you. It's not a problem. I don't have access to your credit card information. Never have. So if you place an order and add a note is not an email, and you're like, hey, I need this, throw it on my credit card. I can't do that. And I know that that's probably some of you rolling your eyes going, well, of course not. But other people don't fully understand that. Just because I run the website, I don't have access to that. So I don't know how you paid. I can't help you out. So I can't send you product that's not paid. And I will happily do that, but I also can't respond to your note. And pretty please, if you send me an email and just say, I need zippers, can you just tell me what ones you need? Because instead of us going back and forth and, waiting for each other to answer, just lay it all out. I need 2 yards of this. If you have this is what I want. And if you have this, and just give me all the facts, and I'll send you an invoice. I'll send you a correspondence. We'll get it done. We'll make it quick instead of we don't have to go back and forth all the time. What I have done on the hardware page is the things that are kind of pertinent and relative to what we're doing right now. So the Charlotte kits, which are also Linda kits, are on the website, and I called them that so that you know that they are for Charlotte or Linda. I also put the Margie or Violet kit because the Violet hardware, the swivel hooks, the D-rings, the slide, that's a Margie kit. I put those on there. I put the double D-rings because Violet is being released soon. Not everything is up yet, but I did all the things that I could do from memory that were important, and I threw them on there. So you have a start. You just don't have everything, but everything will be coming back over the weeks as I get a moment. If I can go kind of do a little inventory and then add a little bit more every day, I'm trying to add more things back onto those pages. The cork is good. The patterns are good. The templates are good. Everything that I can control is as good as it can be. But please bear in mind, I am one human being. I am very tired. I am trying to do 100 things at once, and I am trying to make everybody happy. Just cut me some slack. I'll answer your emails. I will get you whatever you need. I just can't always do everything at once. That's all. That is my plea. And last but not least, Christine, we had our doctor's appointment last week. Eric got his stitches out. Everything is healing nicely. His doctor is very happy with how it looks. He does have a boot, so he is allowed to walk. He is not non-weight bearing anymore, which is fantastic. He can get up and down the stairs. He just gets a little tired. But he took a ride with Zoe today because he had to go pick up a prescription, and he thought, I'm going to go take a quick ride, and why not? So he did. So he's doing really well. He's getting more energy back and feeling better every single day. It's just taking some time. But that's it. That's where we're at. Kelly, I am watching the time. Roxy, we have to go get your nails done. She's very excited about this. So good news for us, good news for Violet. Violet will be out next week. Retreat starts this afternoon. And Roxy and I are gonna go get a little mani-pedi for her. Zena, I love it. You're volunteer to be my customer service. I'll send the emails your way. All right, I will see a bunch of you later today, and I will see the rest of you soon. Remember, no YouTube Live next Friday, but I will try to keep you updated with what's going on, and I will see you in 2 weeks right here. All right? I love you guys. Thank you. Goodbye.